Hello stranger! I'm back with some new stuff today from Sunnies Face, and yes, it is the eye crayons. But take note, these can definitely be used not just on the eyes but also on the cheeks or on your lips. Definitely a crayon that does it all. These stuff got so hyped from its first release, and I can definitely see why. I mean, look at them. They're a beaut. And so I got all 10 shades to swatch, play around, and see if they're actually worth the hype. I didn't buy the collector's kit with a pretty packaging because it's actually cheaper to buy them individually, and also it got sold out so fast, so I figured I already got a Sunnies Face pouch where I can store all these stuff in, so might as well save me a few pesos. But enough with the babble, and let's get on with the review. Looking at the packaging, the box and the eye crayons itself look very sleek, very clean minimalist vibe, very Sunnies Face I would say. The eye crayon itself is very light, easy to grip onto, and is colored based on the shade to give you a good idea which is which at first look. Once you open the fresh, not yet swiped eye crayon, you really get a clean, sharpened product which would really remind you of newly opened Crayola. Oh, good old childhood memories. You can twist the bottom of the eye crayon to get the product up and down, and also you get a sharpener at the very bottom where the sticker of the shade name is plastered onto. Now, I accidentally dropped one of the shades while I had it open, so yes, I did ruin one, but having the sharpener really helped give back that sharpened edge. Maybe not good as new, but good enough to make it useful for eyelining. Looking at the ingredients, Sunnies Face boasts that the eye crayons have vitamin E and C, which work as an antioxidant and squalene to moisturize the skin. If how the ingredients are written is based on how much of the ingredient is present in the product, then we see that squalene, vitamin E, and C are quite a few ingredients down the list. So I'm not sure if these ingredients are actually abundant enough to get the effect or maximize those benefits, other than how they contribute in the texture of the product. These Sunnies Face eye crayons come in 10 shades in its first launch, which lean more on very earthy shades, mostly browns, nudes, and an addition of orange and mauve shades. These eye crayons are very pigmented and very creamy on application. It's so creamy that you can swipe these directly on your lids, and I promise you they won't drag the skin around your eyes, which is the most important point when talking about eye products. They are blendable until such time that they sell, and once they do, they become smudge proof. You have really little window time to work on the product before they dry, so you have to work really fast or else you won't be able to diffuse the colors smoothly and you'll end up with some really harsh divides, which you don't want. There are many ways to apply these eye crayons on the eyes. You can go directly in with the eye crayons as a liner. For a bolder, solid color, you can swipe directly on the lids. Then if you want to diffuse the pigment, you can use your fingers to swipe or dab, which I think is the better option because you don't want to drag the skin around your eyes. However, there is a tendency to create a harsh divide between the diffused area and where you originally swiped the product, as these eye crayons do sell fast. But there are ways to avoid that. First, you can transfer the product on your finger first, then dab on the area you want to apply. I find this also very convenient when I'm using these eye crayons as a blush. Another way is to diffuse the color using a good quality brush, which I find is the most convenient, skin-friendly, and not messy way to apply the product. You can also load the brush with the pigment before applying, which I find is the best option for me because you get a really good diffused look which you can layer further to get a bolder color. Also, you prevent those harsh divides. In terms of removal, don't worry, you don't have to scrub your eyes just to get these off. Micellar water, makeup remover, or soap will do the trick. So I think I've covered everything else. Now it's time for the most exciting part, which is swatching all 10 shades of these eye crayons. First up is definitely one of my favorites, which is Jujube, that is described as a berry mauve. Among the shades for the eye crayons, I'd say that this is the only one which has a touch of pink or berry in it. All the other shades really fall on the brown, peachy, tan side. So this is a standout shade and also works really well as a blush or a lip liner.
I've been pacing circles in my bedroom. I've been tracing secrets in your heirlooms. Who do I call if it ain't you? Tell me who to call if it ain't you.
Clay is described as a terracotta rust. Comparing how it looks like on me versus the model in Sunnies Face's website, mine looks a lot more orangey rust color, while the model's has more of a reddish hint. It could be because of the differences in skin tone or oxidation. You get the point. But if you've gotten this shade, let me know how it looks on you.
I trust you, but I was raised. If I could, I'd call you, I'd tell you I need you. I wouldn't know what else to say, but who do I call if it ain't you?
Bambi is described as a sepia color. I do see that when I'm swatching on my arm, but during the eye application, I actually think it's a darker or browner version of clay. Still, definitely has that rusty color, but I'm not really complaining because it's still really beautiful.
I've been tracing secrets in your heirlooms.
Pretzel is described as a warm almond shade, has that peachy color, and I also see some very light touch of warmth or orange in it. I also really like this one. It works so well on my skin tone for a very fresh or bright look. I also think that this would work really well as a peachy blush, but I'll still have to try that later on.
Maybe we'll last to January. I lost control when you call me baby. If I go down that road, you know you're coming with me. But I'll chase rainy days. Oh, I love the way it tastes on the mattress where I feel safe.
Next, we have Tangelo, which is another favorite of mine. I mean, orange shades will always be up my alley, and this one has this very electric orange, very beautiful. I'll add this with Jujube as those shades that really stand out from the current selection in the eye crayons. Also, I tried using this as a blush and I am in love. Dough is a very light tan shade. I think this would work really well as a base for a no makeup look where you just want to add some shadows or dimension around your eyes.
This is temporary. Maybe we'll last till February. I lost control when you call me baby. If I go down this road, you know you're coming with me.
Velour is said to be a dusty rose color, but honestly, in person, I don't really see any hints of rose or pink color. It's more of a reddish brown, with the brown being definitely the more dominant color. In my opinion, in person, its swatch is really different from the pictures in Sunnies Face's website. Camel is another standout shade for me among the eye crayons. It's a good mix of the tan or brown shade, also good for a light or no makeup look. If you've seen my IG stories with this, I actually mistaken this as a caramel shade, but honestly, I think that fits the shade as well. So camel or caramel, this is another favorite of mine. Teddy is described as a chocolate shade, but I'd rather call this as Mr. Bean's Teddy. I think that's a very spot-on depiction. A very warm tone, deep brown color, a shade that would work really well as a smoky eye look, or probably you can also try to use this to fill in your brows. I don't know, let me know once you've tried it. Lastly, we have Earth, which is the darkest shade in the bunch, Really good for smoky eye effect. I think this is more of a cool tone, dirt brown shade. And since I've got an extra from the time I bought from Lazada, then yes, I'll be giving the extra one away, so check out my Instagram for the mechanics. And those are all 10 shades as of now. There are some really winner shades in the selection, however, I do wish they had more variety with the shades. Probably throw in some pastels, some greens or blues. Please make it happen. I think some of the shades really look different in person versus the one in their website, so the best way really to know the shades is to either try them out or through video reviews, like this one. Price-wise, considering the quality and the fact that we got a sharpener intact along with the eye crayon, which is a really good functionality there, I think the price is alright, but I do wish there were more product in here as well. So I guess that's it for now. I hope this review helped you. Until next time, goodbye stranger.
Makeup. Right. More to the power.